Hello and a very warm welcome to another edition of Talking Germany, the show where we do just that. And my guest today is a woman who breaks the rules, speaks her mind, has a vision and perhaps most important of all, creates jobs. And here she is, the entrepreneur, Sina Trinkwalder.
Welcome.
That was a good introduction, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
I hope you liked it. Now, Sina Trinkwalder is no ordinary businesswoman because her goal is not, I did say not, is not to maximise profits, but to change the world in which we live. She's nodding, yeah? And her textiles and clothing company, Mano, which is only just over 2 years old, has already got around 90 employees. What's more, she was Germany's Social Entrepreneur of the Year in 2011. Congratulations on that award, yeah?
Thank you.
You're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman, yeah? And I just said your goal is not to maximise profits, but to change the world.
Yes.
It's true.
That's true. Because I think if we would like to change the rules, we have to change the system. In the regular economy, our goal is to make money. It's a target. For me, money is an issue or an aim to realize something new. So I think the most important thing we have to do is to give more money to the employees, that they are more confident, and they have more fun. Yeah.
These are remarkable things you're saying. Give more money to the workers should have fun. We change the system.
Yes, but then the quality is better.
To an end, yeah.
Yeah, then the quality is better. The product gets better.
Yeah.
And we have, how should I say, we have more. They are more confident. That's in Germany we say jumping point.
Yeah. But at the moment, if the workforce is willing to make a greater contribution, the way you're talking, yeah.
Yeah, because at the moment, if you look into companies, they are not confident. They feel bad concerning their work. They would like to change their jobs every 3 or 4 years because they are stressed and so on and so on. There's no continuously increasement of
job satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
This is what we're talking about, job satisfaction.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would like to recreate, satisfaction, with my little company.
You have described yourself. I mean, you're a businesswoman. You're a successful businesswoman, but you've described yourself.
No, I'm not a successful businesswoman.
Why not?
In my point of view, I'm a successful businesswoman because I'm rich. I'm not concerning the money rich, but I'm rich because I was able to create nearly 100 jobs. That makes me rich.
Okay.
But in the eyes of other economy people, I'm a poor businesswoman.
If society needs changing, which is what you're saying, then there must be something wrong with society. Is Germany a selfish society?
I think the problem we have at the moment is that there's a big gap between the poor and the rich people.
And it is getting bigger.
Exactly, and it's getting bigger. For example, always there, if a people earns a lot of money with less work, on the other side, a lot of people have a lot to do and earn less money. And that's the problem we have.
When people talk about this in Germany, very often they say that, like in the 1950s and the 1960s, employers in Germany would earn, the top employers, the people who ran the companies would earn, let's say, 30 or 40 times the amount that the people at the bottom would earn. And now it's 200 times or 300 times. In your case, in your company, what's the ratio between what you earn and the lowest employee? Can you tell me that?
Yes, of course, I earn nothing. The gap is big because
you must earn something.
From 0 to 2,000 euros a month. That's a big gap between my employees or my workers and me.
Okay.
I think there must be a line And it's okay if some people are a bit over the line and also other people a bit under the line, but not on the floor and on the top.
Okay.
We need a new middle.
More to come on that precise thought. First impressions there from Sina Trinkwalder. Here is more.
One final seam and another bag is ready. It's just one of 2 million that will soon hang in drugstores across Germany. They're being made by Mano from eco-friendly fabrics, one of the firm's hallmarks. Sina Trinkwalder founded Mano 2 years ago. Today, it employs about 90 people, including many who have been out of work since Augsburg's textile industry went into decline over 10 years ago. The seamstresses earn 10 to 12 euros an hour, above the industry average. Before Mano, Edith Auerbach had almost given up on ever finding another job.
It's not very easy when you're 60. There aren't many employers out there who will hire people over 55. That's the problem.
Many employees here are people who would otherwise have a difficult time landing a job. It's part of Trinkwalder's commitment to community values, and she's invested quite a bit of money into making it happen. The new cutting machine cost 250,000 euros, and it's her pride and joy. Now she can handle even large orders. Mano doesn't buy its fabrics directly from suppliers. Instead, she buys organic raw cotton from Turkey and has it woven to order at the Textile Museum in Augsburg. This fabric will be used to make jeans. It's completely organic, made without any toxic chemicals. Trinkwalder wants to prove that a socially conscious company can also be successful. But making a profit isn't all that matters. Zena wants to produce something useful and pay her workers a living wage. Her products are sold online and there's no advertising budget. Mano is slowly building up a solid customer base and has already won a social entrepreneurship award. But founding the firm 2 years ago was a challenge. Mano didn't receive any assistance from state-sponsored development programs and no bank was willing to loan money. Zena and her husband invested all their capital into the firm, around €1 million. For Stefan and Zena, money isn't an end in itself, it's a way to change the world. And today, she's our guest on Talking Germany, Sina Trinkwalder.
Who just told me that all the workers at your company earn the same wage.
That's exactly right, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then you said it's not communism.
Not communism, exactly. Because when I talk to other people and tell them, okay, everybody earns the same money, that's the same basic income. If you are able to work faster, you get more money, a so-called bonus.
Okay.
But we do not work in, I don't know the name or the word in English, in accord. In Germany we say accord.
You do piecework where, you know...
Exactly. I would like to say, if you're able to do more, you will get more money. But we have a high line for a basic income, not €5 an hour or €6 an hour.
Yeah.
We need €10 an hour because less money means you have to go to the government or so, and you have to...
Okay, and you get unemployment benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah? But, okay, your firm has been going now for, what, 2.5 years, more or less?
2 years.
2 years, yeah? How many people have you fired in that time?
2.
2. Why did you fire them?
Mobbing.
Mobbing?
Mobbing.
Were you mobbing them or they were mobbing?
No, they mobbed.
What does mobbing mean in that respect?
That means that they were not that fast in their work, and they were jealous concerning the other worker, which were faster.
Yeah. So you weren't happy with their attitude, and you laid them off.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm always told here in Germany by employers that it's very difficult to lay workers off, but you didn't seem to have much of a problem there.
No, that's no problem.
No, because employers here in Germany are always complaining. They say, if I take people on, it'll take me years to get rid of them, is what people say. OK, let's talk about a different point. I mean, we've got a little bit ahead of ourselves because we're talking about them.
OK.
They are your workforce. Yeah? Tell me a little bit more about who the people are, because a lot of these people have been long-term unemployed. The average age is much higher than elsewhere. Yeah.
They are unemployed for more than 10 years or 15 years because they have learned a job which we do not need anymore in Germany or overall in the Europe room. There are people which are old, which do not have a husband but 5 children. Are people which are ill. Yes, all these people. No one would like to get in a job. We give them a job.
What is the average age of the people you employ? Do you know that?
That's difficult to say. Concerning the people who are assistants, their age will be 55. No, the other people, the average will be 48.
OK. What I don't understand is because you're saying to me, profit is you're saying profit is a mean to an end. One end that we saw in that report was the textile cutting machine that you purchased, which cost?
$250,000.
Where did you get the money from?
I worked a lot in my life.
So it was your money?
It was my money and the money of my husband.
I mean, what an employer would normally do, who needs a machine like that, the employer would go down to the bank and agree on a loan plan with the bank or whatever, and
yes, of course, but banks won't see me, are very uninterested to have a date with me.
Have you tried this?
Yes,
so
of course.
You've been to the banks and you said, hello, this is what I'm doing, and it's working? It's working?
Of course, we often tried it, but there was never a chance. That was a problem. And so my husband and me, we decided, OK, then there we have only one way to take all our money we made during the job in
with the advertising agency, which you've also established,
and pump it into our
big risk. Do you
sleep? There's no risk. What happened?
No, are you the kind of person? Do you sleep well at night?
Yes, of course.
Ooh, without a doubt.
Because what can happen if Mano Mama doesn't work? OK, the money went.
Yeah, but you've got the responsibility for all these people's lives that you've taken on.
Yes, of course. Those Mano Mama works.
When we talk about the people that you are employing, the people you have taken on, did you how many people applied for the jobs? You've got 90 people on board.
Yeah.
How many people applied for those jobs? Did you take anybody who came along?
Yes, we take anybody. We take really anybody who is willingly there and who says, OK, I would like to have a job. Because in our society, having a job is having a dignity.
And an identity.
And an identity, exactly. And that is exactly our goal, to give everybody a piece of dignity back or an identity.
Yeah.
Thus, we don't select, you are allowed to work at our company and you not. We really take everybody, but you have to will.
OK, but you must have had... Tell me about the conversations you've had with workers who have come in and said, I've got a lot of energy, I'll really make this work. And then you've seen they're slacking a bit.
We talk with our workers if they are not really interested or not motivated or something else. And we talk a lot with them. If we realize that's no use to say, OK, stay longer, get in contracts without a restriction concerning the time, then we decide to kick him out, because that's also not social. It's not social for the team.
OK. I've got the message. You're a hire and fire employer in many ways. Yeah, OK. But, OK, you do hire and fire. Another thing
but
you do is...
remember, 2 times we fired people.
That's really not a lot. I'll take that point as well. One of your maxims is act local, respect global.
Yes.
What does it mean?
If you act local, you respect global. For example, 20 years ago, we said to Hildegard in Germany, Hildegard, sorry, but we do not need you anymore because we would like to do our fabrics in Asia.
OK, so Hildegard is a theoretical female worker of a certain
female
age.
worker in southern Bavaria, for example. Because the reason was because Tahisha in Tirupur also would like to have something to eat.
Yeah.
Yes?
The theoretical Asian workers.
The theoretical Asian workers. Today we know that Tahisha doesn't have anything to eat, and also Hildegard doesn't have anything to eat.
Okay.
The only people or the only person who gets faster, fatter, bigger, more is the concern. Thus, if we...
The globally operating corporation.
Except if we go a step back...
Model here.
If we go a step back, produce in Germany again or in a local region again, we will stop this problemation.
Okie dokie. And your local region is the western part of Bavaria, specifically the city of Augsburg.
Exactly.
Augsburg used to lie on the main trading route to Italy a long time ago, centuries ago, and that helped it to become a major textile centre, which is the industry we're talking about. It was also legendary for the prominent role in European history played by the Fuggers, a dynasty of great trading and banking prowess and great wealth based in Augsburg. And the Fuggers were the original founders of what's called the Fuggerei, the oldest social housing complex in the world. Here we go.
The Fuggerei is a city within a city, or to be more precise, a village within a city. The settlement is home to around 150 people. The residents pay a symbolic rent, 88 cents per year, for an apartment of around 60 square meters. But anyone wanting to move in here has to be an Augsburg native, a Catholic, and have a spotless reputation. Over 500 tourists visit here every day. They can learn about the history of the settlement on guided tours. The Fuggerei is Europe's oldest social settlement. It was founded by Jakob Fugger in the 16th century as housing for the poor. At the time, he was the wealthiest businessman in Europe. Centuries ago, the Fugger family made their fortune in textiles, mining, banking, and the sale of indulgences. Traditionally, the Settlement Association was financed by selling wood from trees grown on its estates. Today, tourism is an important source of income. Alexander Graf Fugger is a descendant of Jakob Fugger. He runs the settlement and remains committed to the original goal.
For us, it's important to see what the residents can afford to pay, and I'm quite sure we'll stick with the 88 cents a year.
The residents are grateful to be here.
We're living in paradise here. It's like heaven on earth. And we're not the only ones who say that. Ask whoever you like. Everyone here is happy to be able to live in the Fuggerei.
There's one last tradition. The residents pray 3 times a day for their benefactors.
I'm wondering if it is a coincidence that there's this, this social housing project in the city, which is the place where you, with this, with your ideas about improving society, in the same city.
Coincidence? I don't know if it's a coincidence. I think it's my personal interest.
Okay.
Maybe it's a coincidence that I came into this city. I wasn't born in this city.
Where were you born?
In the Ries, It's nearby Augsburg, around about 40 kilometers.
Oh, so an awful long way away. Yeah.
It's a long way.
We're really talking local here. Let's talk about how Augsburg became a wealthy city in the first place, and about how the textile industry became associated with the city. Yeah. You've got to explain to me what Barchent is.
Barchent is, or Barchent.
Barchent.
Barchent. It's very difficult to pronounce. It's the reason why the Fugger are...
This immensely wealthy family.
Exactly. Are so rich today. Because the Barchent is... it's a fabric, combined cotton and linen. And the Fugger created fabric which has sucker power. And
so it can suck in liquids, or...
Exactly. For example, for a glass, to polish the glass, and also the durability.
I see. So it's
durability.
Okay, now I'm getting there slowly. It can absorb liquids, and it is very, very durable.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So that was new.
That was completely new.
Yeah. You're doing something new as well. You're doing it relatively successfully, even if you won't. You know, I've said you're a successful businesswoman. So I'm not really redefine successful. Yeah. Why aren't there more companies like yours around Germany? If the model is,
I don't know.
You don't know?
I wish there would be more companies like ours.
Well, why aren't people listening to you out there in Germany? You've got this strong message.
I know that we've got a strong message. And also I know we have a lot of fans, but not in the economy. Because...
When you say fans, you mean admirers, people who've looked at your project and think, I like it,
exactly,
that works.
And say, wow, fantastic, or I would like to support you, I buy your products, or whatever. But concerning the economy, we do not have really fans. The reason is we show that we are able to produce things in Germany under social
conditions.
In ecological and also ecological conditions. In Germany?
No.
They won't that we show that, because then they do not have any answer. Why should do produce in Asia or in Africa or wherever? That's the reason why they won't see us.
Okay, so you've got the social message, you've got the organic message, you're producing organic goods.
But the organic message isn't that interesting, because everything based on the social message. If I started my project, I thought about what I have to do to have the best social field or the best social environment for my workers. And then we decided to use regional fabric without
unnecessary chemicals.
Exactly, without chemicals and all these things. The consequence was we are really ecological and not only written or communicated.
Okay, so that's one thing you're doing. You're also, as far as I understand it, you're very ambitious, because you've got 90 employees. You've only been in business for just over 2 years, but you're already talking about taking up the good fight against, multinational European corporations like Hennes & Mauritz, the Swiss giants, or the Swedish giants, and Zara from Spain and what have you. You're serious. You mean this seriously, don't you? Or do you?
If I say yes, I mean it seriously. My company tomorrow will have a lot of fire. No, of course, I mean it seriously.
No, give me a concrete goal then. What are you aiming for? What are you aiming for in another 2 years? Where do you want to be?
In 2 years, ask me where I want to be in 1 year. In 1 year, I would like to have 500 workers.
So you want to grow 5 times?
Exactly. I would like to give an answer for the customers. They shop at Hennes & Mauritz and all the other things. I would like to communicate in a very transparent way. I would like to give the customer the chance for a choice, because at the moment they don't have the choice concerning consuming. You don't know what it's in or under which social things it's produced or something like that. I would like to give them a really chance to do their own choice.
Okay. So you want to offer an alternative to traditional mainline consumer products, which you all say are all very samey.
Exactly, and an honest alternative, not only a blah, blah, blah.
OK, we're talking about business. Businesses, of course, need a good, reliable, sustainable and cheap energy supply. And some businesses here in Germany are currently very worried that energy might be a problem in the not-too-distant future because, and here, Zena's nodding once again, because of what they call here in Germany, I'm going to use the German word, the Energiewende, literally the energy transition. In essence, it's a move away from traditional carbon-based energy sources and nuclear energy and towards renewables like solar and wind energy. Sounds good, but there are many problems.
When the tide goes out here along Germany's northern coast, the massive excavators roll in. They are laying enormous cables that will transport green electricity from a wind park in the North Sea. Willy Balz is chairman of a company that invests in offshore wind parks. He's now in a heated race with the competition to be the first to connect to the grid. The windiest offshore regions are in especially high demand.
We've got the entire first row here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projects in the first row. We're in perfect position here. Here in Germany, we're very fortunate that the North Sea has the world's largest mudflats, and it's very shallow. It's 50 metres deep at most, which is perfect for large offshore wind parks. Wind is our future, and the future will be brightest in the areas with the most wind.
But there is one problem. Much of the mudflats, known as the Wadden Sea, are a national park and a protected UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a rich habitat with over 10,000 animal and plant species. Environmentalists say that industrial development in the coastal wetlands could do irreparable harm to the ecosystem here.
The electricity from the offshore wind parks has to be transported back to land and into the grid somehow. But laying the power cables through the national park will damage the environment and wildlife there.
German wind parks benefit from a law that allows them to transport electricity generated offshore back to land via cables. And to do that, they're permitted to dig cable trenches through the coastal wetland. It's a dilemma that's now pitting environmentalists against advocates of sustainable energy. Willy Balz's company has agreed to a compromise solution. They will lay their cables in a big bundle in one area of the wetland instead of scattering them across the coastline. Balz is paying a visit to the site to see how much progress they've made.
Right down there, we're building a wind park with 80 turbines over 56 kilometres. That will provide 1 million Germans with clean carbon monoxide-free energy from the North Sea.
Balz has found an environmentally sound solution. But as more and more investors look to the North Sea, there's sure to be stormy days ahead.
Sina Trinkwalder, when you were awarded the Sustainable Entrepreneur of the Year award, you gave a little speech and it was quite provocative, which I don't think anybody would be surprised by that, having heard you so far. And now, in that speech, you said the following: the Energiewende, this transformation of energy here in Germany, can't be achieved by simply replacing nuclear power plants with wind turbines.
Exactly.
Exactly. Explain.
Exactly. Because we have to think about what would we like to, or what do we have for a goal? The goal means no atom...
no nuclear power stations. Germany is getting rid of all of its nuclear power stations in the foreseeable future.
In the consequence, it means, OK, wind is OK, but if we need a power line for that, I have to accept it. I cannot say no nuclear power, but also no power line.
Which is what people are beginning to say, because it's a much more decentralised form of energy.
But that is what we are not able to do, because then we stand on a point and there's no there's not coming out.
In this whole debate about energy, about nuclear energy and about renewables, very often, for a lot of people, there are good guys and there are bad guys. The good guys are the environmentalists and the Greens. The bad guys are the capitalists and industry.
That's too simple.
Absolutely.
I think that's too simple. We have to have a look in more details. Of course, we know that nuclear power isn't that good, and we have to change it, the so-called Energiewende. But on the other hand, we have to we really have to think about what we can do to reach our goal with the compromises. We cannot say only no nuclear power at all, but also no power line, and no biogas and so on. That's not possible. If you say A, in Germany you say, if you say A, you have to say B.
That's a very German statement.
That's a very German statement.
We need a serious debate in Germany. We haven't had the debate yet.
Exactly.
I think that's the point.
Because the government is too near the economy.
No, okay.
And so I think we doesn't have the power, or the government doesn't have the power, to create a really big Energiewende.
Okay, transition. Let me ask you this point, because I'm very interested in what you're talking about. The people at your company earning wages, but wages above standard, you know, the going rate, but still low wages. Accepting low wages, you accepting low or no wage. You're talking about a transformation of energy in Germany so that we have alternative energy sources and maybe we use less energy.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is remodelling our lifestyles here in Germany.
Yes, of course.
And perhaps accepting that we have to live with less luxury, less consumerism. Is that what you're saying? Not quite.
Also, this point is not so simple. If you say, I would like to have less, or you told me that in English there's no word for Verzicht.
Yeah.
That means to consume nothing.
Yeah, to do without.
Exactly, to consume nothing, to say nothing, and whatever. I think that's the wrong way. We do not need more, but we need it better. That means we have to optimize our life in quality standards, not in quantity standards. Yeah?
Good message. No?
Yeah, that's my point, to say also concerning the increasement or increasing the economy. We do not need more increasement.
Okay.
We need more quality.
Yeah.
We need a better work, not
so
more work.
You're a little bit of a critic of the growth argument.
Yes, of course.
We've talked quite a bit already about Zena's hometown of Augsburg in Bavaria, but there's more that we have to talk about because the city is also famous here in Germany for what's called the Augsburger Puppenkiste, quite literally the Augsburg Puppet Box, a marionette, a puppet theatre, where you can see excellent puppet performances or perhaps even train up as a puppeteer.
So, angucken, umdrehen.
Sitting down is harder than it looks. Getting up is tricky too, when you're a marionette, that is. And a smooth walk requires careful coordination. Mareike and Christian put in many hours of practice, learning how to be puppeteers. They learned how to move their marionette smoothly by walking with a master puppeteer here at the Augsburger Puppenkiste, a marionette theatre founded in Augsburg in 1948. The marionette is controlled by 10 strings attached to a crossbar. The strings move the hands, shoulders, arms, legs and trunk across the stage. The puppeteers can't see from overhead whether the marionette is moving smoothly. They have to go by feel.
Each marionette has a different weight, a different feel. They move differently too. They all have their own unique personality, and that personality is communicated to our hands through the crossbar. So we have to make friends with the marionette, learn how to move with it, get used to each other.
sich aufeinander einlassen.
Christian Blanc got his first start on the marionette stage as a young boy. Apprentice puppeteers in Augsburg spend 3 years learning the tricks of the trade and moving up from bit parts to leading roles. The apprentices also learn what needs to be done behind the scenes. The strings are almost 2.5 meters long, and when they break, they need to be repaired. Trainees also learn how to carve the marionettes, sew costumes and build stage sets. Christian is also a trained sculptor. It's a job with many facets, and he loves his work.
Die Augsburger Puppenkiste begleitet mich von Kindheit auf. Ja, also ich
the Augsburg Puppenkiste has been part of my life since I was a boy. From the time I could read, I knew all the names of the puppeteers here. The same people I work with today. The set designer's been here forever. Working here is wonderful. It's a childhood dream come true.
Es ist definitiv ein Kindheitstraum in Erfüllung gegangen, ja.
Christian's dream role is the robber Hotzenplotz. Marionette puppeteers are dedicated sorts. They have to be. 6 days a week, evenings and weekends, 2 hours at a time, bent over in tight quarters. It's hard work. But for audiences, watching a stringed puppet come to life is nothing short of magic.
Lovely.
Yes, it's lovely.
You've done it?
Yes, I tried it.
At the Augsburger Puppenkiste?
No, not at the Augsburger Puppenkiste. When you live in Augsburg and go to school in Augsburg, you have to create a puppeteer during your school time. Yes, of course. Often you have to do it. And so you try to play the puppeteer. But it's really very, very, very difficult to control all these things and all these combinations.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love that kind of report where you actually see behind the scenes how these things really, really work. Fascinating stuff. It doesn't look like it's very good for the old back, does it? Yeah, that looks like very sort of leaning forward like this all the time.
Yes, but the result counts, and that's really wonderful.
OK, you sound like the tough employer who doesn't mind to have your people, your employees, leaning forward, cutting the material there. You have a young son?
Yes, 7 years old, yeah.
Does he go along to the Augsburger Puppenkiste?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes we
So it's not a tradition, it's because, some people are saying it's not... these days, kids are watching very different stuff on TV. The Augsburger Puppenkiste, which you grew up, isn't on TV anymore. Yeah.
The fascination of the Augsburger Puppenkiste is still existing, also for little children.
OK, and just to give our viewers at home a chance, because we haven't really shown them what they really get to see. Yeah. And it is lovely, lovely stuff. I really like it. Just tell us what we're seeing. I mean, I'm no expert, yeah?
Also me.
Orchestra.
That's an orchestra, exactly, because I only really know the most popular characters. Okay. That's Jim Knopf.
That's Jim,
the Wild 13, etc. That's Jim, and that's I don't know what's his name. I think Lucas. You are the professional.
I know that one.
Me.
I know that one. Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Exactly, and that's
the big giant at the back there. The giant who isn't quite a giant.
Orme.
What's Ormel?
Ormel out of the Mupfel.
Ormel from the Mupfel. I'm not going to be able to explain that for our viewers, am I? So you grew up on it?
Yes, I grew up, but I never seen it live in my when I was young.
You're the kind of person, as we've seen in the show, who really likes to get down to business, who really likes to get a job done. You're that kind of person. You're quite dynamic. You're very active. When you were like a 14, 15-year-old, what kind of girl were you?
The same like now.
Yeah?
Yes, of course, very powerful. Not very interested in going to school. I worked for the local newspaper, or more for the local newspaper than for a school. I left my home with 15.
You left home at 15?
Yeah. Because there's some
That's very
reason.
Early. That's very
early, but it was good.
Yeah.
So I was getting stronger and stronger.
It would have terrified me. I have a 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
If she had left home,
prepared,
home when she was 15, I would have been terrified. Yeah.
Not really, because if there's or the situation concerning mom and daughter would be better if they divorce. So it's better.
OK. You've got... we're at the end of the show, yeah? Put your philosophy of life, your philosophy of business into a one-sentence nutshell for me, for the viewers.
In one sentence.
Go on, change the world. You're on an international broadcaster. I want a slogan from you.
My life. That's really difficult. Do your own way.
Do it your own way.
Do your own way without a role model. Mm-hmm. Do what you want.
Good. That's good. We're going to move on to the traditional Talking Germany quiz very quickly. Two of your hobbies are playing music or playing golf. Which one do you prefer?
Playing music.
Playing music. Would you rather be rich or poor?
Rich.
Do you prefer... You have said of yourself that 50% of people love you, 50% hate you. Do you prefer to be loved or do you prefer to be hated?
I prefer to be hated. Because... No, let me explain. Because then I know where I have to work on.
Are you a conservative or a progressive?
Progressive.
A progressive. She's a progressive. She's been very good fun. She's been extremely interesting. You might almost say inspirational. She is Sina Trinkwalder. She's happy about all that. If you want to find out a little bit more about her, check out my blog on the Talking Germany website. And if you've enjoyed the show as much as I have, then do come back next week. Until then, bye-bye and tschüss.
Thank you.